Hi, I'm Emma. I'm a solicitor and partner in the family team here at Ridley Hall. And today I want to continue talking to you about pensions on divorce and give a bit of information about the kind of orders that the court can make. So the primary ways that pensions are dealt with on divorce are by the court making a pension sharing order, or the parties looking at what is known as offsetting. So I'll talk about each of those in turn. Pension sharing orders can only be made once divorce proceedings are underway, as a court order is required. So it's not something that you and your ex can agree as part of a separation agreement, for example, but it is something that can be agreed and then embodied in part of a consent order that settles your financial arrangements. So what a pension sharing order does is it takes a debit as a percentage from the pension scheme member's pension and creates a credit for the non-member. And depending on the type of pension that the pension sharing order is applied to, there can be different options for the recipient as to what to do with that credit. There can be an internal transfer, which would give the recipient a scheme within the originating pension scheme, often subject to slightly different rules and benefits, or an external transfer that can be invested somewhere else. And that's something that you'll need to take financial advice about when the time comes. The second most common approach to pensions on divorce is what is known as offsetting, and that means that the person who receives the benefit, or would be entitled to receive the benefit, of a pension sharing order decides that they would rather not have the benefit of that and accept cash assets that are available immediately. Most commonly, clients will speak to me about saying, for example, I want to stay in the family home and I'm prepared to give up a pension claim to do that. But to be warned that the courts don't like those types of orders, because it's really storing up problems for the future for the person who then doesn't have sufficient pension provision in their retirement. And it can leave the person who has the better pension but not having enough capital to enable them to rehouse. But it is an option, and it's certainly something that's worth considering. There is a third way that pensions can be dealt with on divorce, and that's known as a pensions attachment order. They're pretty rare these days since we've had pension sharing orders, because there were lots of problems with them, and in effect they act as a kind of maintenance order, and the benefits are lost when the person whose pension it is passes away. So that's just a little introduction to the kind of orders the court can make and approaches to pensions on divorce. Hope that's been helpful. Thanks. Bye-bye.